How's it going, ECA fam? So what we're going to go through is a 5-minute flow. One of the things with the 5-minute flow is that it's super easy in the sense that there's no rules. You can pretty much do whatever the hell you like as long as you get moving as many joints as possible within 5 minutes. I'm going to show you a couple of example movements that you could do. All you have to do is set a timer on your phone, 5 minutes. Try and do as many rounds of it as you can. Remember, it's not a workout. We're just trying to get moving well, first thing in the morning or at any point during the day whenever you get a chance. So, for the purpose of this, I'm going to start down on the floor. And we're going to go with some movements that you've probably seen. We're going to just move the neck a little bit. So from this quadruped or on all fours, I'm just going to move my head up towards the ceiling as much as possible and down into the floor. How many reps, you say? Whatever it feels like. If you feel like you need more reps, do more. If you feel like you're good, move on to the next part. Some left and right rotations, and we can also go for some neck circles. Remember, and hip both directions. From here, we can go for what's called the scap push-up. So I'm thinking about the shoulder blades sinking, chest coming down towards the floor, and my arms staying completely straight. Almost think about if there was a pencil between your shoulder blades, you're trying to hold on to that pencil. And then the opposite then, round the upper back as much as we possibly can, keeping the arms straight. A few reps there, sink in, push away. Sink in, push away. Again, no set amount of reps, go based off feel. From here, we can go for single arm swimmers, starting with a hand on the lower back, pulling the elbow, shoulder blade towards the ceiling, reaching the arm as straight as we possibly can out towards our heels. Continuing to drive the hands, elbows, shoulders, all the way up towards the ceiling as best we can, rotating that arm around. Reach as far out in front as possible. Keep the elbow high as the hand comes into the back of the neck and relax a little. And repeat. All the way back to that starting position. And go for a few reps there, a few reps on the other side. And then the nice thing is we can sit back in the child's pose, slide the hands in front and head down. Child's pose, rock the hips forward. Cobra position, so chest up, hips towards the floor. Tiptoes come up onto the floor. We push into the toes and the hands, trying to raise the hips as high to the ceiling. You can go with a straight leg, or if you need to, bend the knees slightly to try and get the head through the arms as much as possible. Back to the floor, into Cobra, back into child's pose. Now from here, we can go straight into something like a deep lunge rotation, where the foot comes forward, or if you need to, bring the hips back down, back into quadruped, and then bring it in. Just depends on your current abilities. Hand rotates up to the ceiling, opening the chest up as much as we can, trying to get that elbow as close to the floor as possible, in line with your heel. Swap sides. I need a bit more work on the left. And then from here, we can go into something along the lines of a deep squat. We just get ourselves here, elbows on the inside, chest tall, elbows on the inside of the knees. We can push the knees out on one side, pry in the hip in the other direction. Both at the same time. And we can go into a squat to stand, for example. Straightening the legs out as best we can, dropping the head, looking through our own legs. Yoo-hoo! And we could go into something like a squat rock, rocking ourselves forward into our hands and pushing ourselves back out with momentum into this squat position. So falling forward, catching with our hands, bend at the elbows, and push off the floor back up into that squat position. We could then stand up, walk into an inchworm. Again, the beauty of the 5-minute flow is that I've moved very little, in the sense that it doesn't take up a hell of a lot of space, but I've done so much in such a short period of time with very little space, and if I wanted to, I'm back at the beginning again. So that's just an example of some movements that you could put together, piece together, given the amount of room that you have. The reps doesn't really matter, just move based on how you feel. Try and move as well as you possibly can. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Have fun with it, that's the main thing.